only going to be about 68. And then I think by Friday, our high is going to be in the 50s. And then by next week, we go back in the 80s. So we were very hot yesterday and the day before. But this little cool front's coming in. Now, the weather wasn't severe. We did get some nice rain. Wind got up to about 22 miles an hour, according to my Tempest. We probably got about a ½ inch of rain, which we much need this time of year. But now it's going to get a little chilly.
This latest one, you see the little wave.
So now the storm is picking up strength as it moved east of us.
Chance we do end up with a warning here. I mean, the Weather Service could end up putting out a warning on this one. It has had a history of producing a little bit of wind damage down here near the Navarro County.
Good morning. We got quite a bit of rain this morning, as you saw, guys, and back to wearing jackets. It's a little chilly. It's in the 50s, I think, with a strong north wind. And today I'm picking beets, but I wanted to talk to you guys about a program that's going on up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Doctors are writing prescriptions for fresh vegetables that are grown the regenerative method. Yes, and that is something that Greg tapped into last year before we knew anything about this program. The regenerative program is making sure that your soil is mineral and nutrient rich the way the Lord intended it to be. And so he has worked very hard, and you guys have been following along, to make sure that we're doing some soil restoration, and he's done it quite quickly. And some of the ways he's done that is using that EM1 and Bokashi, sea minerals, you know, just certain things that you can pick up looking at regenerative farming on to get your soil back to the way it should be, to make sure that your vegetables are nutritionally rich and have all the vitamins and minerals that they should have in the way, again, God intended it to be. Now, there is a study and an estimate that probably only about 30 to 40% of your vegetables that you buy in the grocery store has the nutritional sustenance. I'm trying to think here. The nutritional intake that they really should take, and that's because our soils are depleted, and that is because of our conventional growing methods. I know that's not popular with a lot of people, but we have started the regenerative farming here in our high tunnels and around the property with cover crops and all of the things I mentioned before, along with some others, to try to get our nutrition through our vegetables. So I'm picking some of my beets today because we're going to pickle them up and freeze dry some of them. Most of you know that beets are a nutritional superfood, good for your kidneys, your liver, and your heart. So we pickle them up to enjoy them with meals, and then we also freeze dry them to put powders in our smoothies. So this program up in Tulsa, Oklahoma is called Fresh RX, and they have teamed up with regenerative farmers in the area to, when they write their prescription for these fruits and vegetables, that these people go to these specific places because they have had their soil tested and their vegetables tested to make sure that they're on the up and up with their intake. And they target diabetes and diabetics. And guys, I know my age group. I know who follows us mostly, and it's usually around my age, somewhere around from 44 to 60. And so I know that type 2 diabetes is a big deal for our community, and they are having really good success with this program on reducing their A1C counts, I believe it is, and getting these people back on a healthy track just by consuming fruits and vegetables that are grown in the soil that the Lord intended them to be grown in. So Tulsa, Oklahoma is considered to be a food desert, and that means that their locals do not have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So this program is really bringing these people a great deal of healthy food their way. And in the first year, Tulsa saved, I think, over $700,000 in healthcare cost by doing this fresh RX, prescribing vegetables as a prescription for their patients. Ooh, beautiful harvest, guys. Looky here. And does the good book that the good Lord gave us not tell us that man was made from the dust of the earth? So it only makes sense to think that our bodies and our plants need the same nutritional stuff that comes from the soil, from the dirt of the earth that the Lord gave us. Also, it's very well known that people who garden and farm, when they get their hands in the soil, that it is a natural antidepressant. So the good Lord does know what he's doing, doesn't he? So we are coming back around full circle to fresh fruits and vegetables and how they nourish our bodies and get us back on the right track to health. So your beet greens are just as nutritional as your beets are. You can eat them in salads fresh. You can stir fry them like you would do any of your other greens. You can freeze dry them like we do and make a powder. Your beet greens are full of vitamins A, vitamins K, magnesium, potassium. So you can get quite a bit of your vitamin intake by eating your beet greens. Look at this load of beautiful beets. What I love about these two carts, I got two of them, and I needed to use the larger one today. But what I love about them is I can take them and put the water hose on them and get all the dirt and the mud off my vegetables before I take them in my kitchen. So let me get that done, and we're going to talk more about this Fresh RX program and how we all need to be gardening, need to be farming, need to be growing our own food to keep our bodies in tip-top shape in these very trying times. So as our soil health declines, so does our health, guys. It's pretty serious because we're not getting the nutritional value from our vegetables that we should be. And I think around 8,000 to 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every day. And with those come about 15 prescriptions per person. So this Fresh RX is really going to be probably something that takes hold. And it's all the more reason why you need to be growing your own food and trying this regenerative growing method where you get your soil back to the way it was supposed to be and not let it be depleted. And that's using a lot of organic compost as well as the things that I told you in the beginning. So right now there's about 200 prescription programs in process in the United States. That's not very many. I really do hope that we start seeing an uptick on this and that we all begin to take our fresh fruits and vegetables seriously and where we're getting them from and the nutritional value that we might be consuming or might not be consuming. So this Fresh RX program is utilizing a lot of their local physicians, primary care physicians, and they track their patients for about 3 months on their A1C levels, their weight, their blood pressure, and their mental health, and their nutritional intake. Guys, can it be even more clear that we need to be growing our own food? So this program started out tracking 52 participants, and 75% of them reported an A1C decrease. 75% an A1C decrease, and there's no telling what other health benefits that they reported as well. You know, their mental health and their clarity and just overall feeling good. And it's estimated that it saved each of those participants $16,000 to $24,000 annually in healthcare costs. So for those of you who thinks it's a little expensive to get to gardening, it really isn't when you look at this comparison, especially for our age group. They have really thought this program through. So these program partners, which are farmers that are using the high tunnels like we are and some conventional gardening, they supply food to these people that get their prescriptions through this Fresh RX program. And they are also able to accept the SNAP and the EBIT benefits, and then the leftover is sold to the public, and then some is going to the food banks, and then whatever is left, the it says the Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma will then buy the overages, which additionally provides relief to farmers, eliminating the concerns for over-harvesting and waste. This program is just superb. But guys, it doesn't take a genius, and it doesn't take a doctor to tell you that you need to be eating healthier with your fresh fruits and vegetables, but you also need to be cognizant of your soil health so that your vegetables have the proper minerals and nutrients, and that you're going to get what you need from your garden. So this was very intriguing, very exciting, and very interesting to me. We've been touting this, for a long time, but to see it in writing and to see it in reports is even more exciting for us. And if you want more information on this, the link is FreshRxOK.org if you want to get some more information on that. Now, we did reach out to our USDA representative yesterday, and we're going to see what we can do to help and maybe help our community, our local community here. I don't think that we're a food desert, but I do think that we do not have any real organic farms around here other than our own, where people can get nutritionally rich and good vegetables and fruits for their families. So we have a hard time with fruit trees here on our property. We do have 2 apples, we have 2 pears, we have a peach tree, and we have 2 plums. So they're kind of new. Our pear tree is going to produce this year. Thank the Lord, we hope. And then our other ones are still young and trying to ramp up. Now, the apple trees have produced the last couple of years, but we have fought that fire blight, and Greg is working on that with his organic methods and his nutritional methods, and we're really hoping to see a difference in that this year. So follow us along and see how that works. So anyway, I got to get in there and get to canning. I wanted to give you guys this video because I think many of you will find it intriguing. Again, I know our stats, I know our community, I know our age groups, and guys, it's time for you to get to planting. Just about everything you grow is going to give you some nutritional benefit if your soil is healthy. God bless you all. We love you. Stay tuned.